This is the Kevin Trudeau Show. 888-99-KEVIN.
We're talking with Jon Rappoport. His website's insolutions.info and nomorefakenews.com. Just go to our website, ktradionetwork.com. All of his information is there. His websites are there. And his book information, if you want to get his book, The Ownership of All Life, which I'm going to be reading this holiday season. Notes on scandals, conspiracies, and cover-ups. Jon, a 20-year investigative reporter, lectures all around the world, and his works have been published in all over the world. He's just a very well-connected guy. Obviously, the mainstream media does not like him because he is revealing the truth as well. Jon, thanks again for being with me.
Great to be here, Kevin.
Healthcare, 2,700-page bill that nobody in Congress can read because it would take 67 hours to read it. So no one has read it. They're voting on it. What's the inside scoop that we're not hearing about in mainstream media?
The inside scoop is there's going to be, if they pass this monster, a panel. The panel is going to be organized under the Department of Health and Human Services, a federal agency. And they are going to decide what treatments are okay under the National Health Plan and what treatments are not okay. Now, the thing that people don't really understand is that over time, what's going to happen with this panel is they are going to edge out more and more and more alternative medicine and alternative health generally, which means nutritional supplements. They're not saying that. They're saying just the opposite. And I have to say there's a whole lot of people in the alternative health community that are totally bamboozled on this one. They see their opportunity. For decades, the FDA has been going after alternative doctors and alternative nutritional supplements. I know because I was part of that battle in the early 1990s. And they see their opportunity here. If they've got control of medical care in America, they can do two things with that basically. They can say, well, we don't want alternative treatments to be any part of this plan. And so we're going to declare that they're illegitimate and illegal and forget about it. That's not going to happen in a day or a week or a month, but over the years, that's what they're aiming for. And the other thing that they're aiming for, which is equally disturbing, is compulsory treatment. In other words, you have to be part of this national plan if they pass it. So you go to your doctor and he says, well, you should get the following vaccines. And you say, well, I don't want to. And he looks at you and he says, well, hey, you're part of the plan. You're paying for this. You're going to refuse treatment now? And then he looks at your record and he said, I see here that over the last 3 years, you've also refused vaccines for your kids. He said, I could call Child Protective Services right now and have them take these kids out of the house and put them into foster care. I don't want to do that, but, you're putting me up against the wall here. And gradually, this kind of coercion is going to become part of the national health picture if they pass this plan, because they're going to control the whole game. And this is what I've been trying to get people to see. They're also going to be able to say things like, the doctor says, I don't want you taking any nutritional supplements while I'm treating you. And I'm going to be treating you for the next few years for this blobbity-blob condition that I've diagnosed. So I don't want to hear about anything that you're taking outside of the drugs. They narrow down the options. They use coercion. They use this system to get rid of alternative health. And, there should be millions more people that understand this who are interested in alternative health, but they kind of think, well, Obama's a nice guy. He wouldn't do that. This has nothing to do with that. This has to do with when you put the system in motion up the road 5 years, 10 years from now, the whole thing becomes much more sinister.
Well, you're the only guy other than myself who has made the statement that this, quote, health care bill, this almost 3,000-page colossus bill, is going to require people to take drugs, require people to get surgical procedures, require people to get vaccinations, and doctors are going to be ordering you not to take food supplements or not to do healthy things that you want to do. Otherwise, you can go to jail. I mean, it's going to be criminal, or they can take your kids away. I mean, it really is very sinister, as you say.
Absolutely, and I know that, I mean, I've watched you over the years, so I know how out front you are on all these issues and how uncompromising you are. And you're one of the few people who's willing to tell the whole story here. And I find it somewhat depressing that even though there are millions of people in the United States who are making use of, alternative health in one form or another, natural health, so few of them really see the picture, the handwriting on the wall of what's going on here, because this is exactly what's happening.
Absolutely. Jon, I appreciate you coming on the show. I'm going to have you back on again in the very, very near future. His websites, again, are insolutions.info and nomorefakenews.com. Jon Rappoport was my guest. Nomorefakenews.com, insolutions.info. You can go to our website, ktradionetwork.com, for his book, The Ownership of All Life, Notes on Scandals, Conspiracies, and Cover-Ups. I'm going to be reading this on the holiday. Again, Jon, thanks very much for being my guest. We're going to have you back on again very, very soon. He's a great guy. He really is a long-term investigative reporter. I think he's 60. He's in the 60s right now. He's been around the block. He knows this stuff inside and out and does a just brilliant job. Go to his websites and read his book. I'm Kevin Trudeau. Stay with me. More in a few minutes.
The natural